Notification. Boom. Great. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning into a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this evening. We have an incredible couple with us tonight that's going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration, and that is none other than Brother Raheem and Sister Raheemah. Assalamu alaikum, family.
Wa alaikum salam, sir.
This means so much to myself, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast that you would come to deal with such a serious subject that is needed in humanity throughout the world, but specifically the Black community and specifically the nation as well. Sister Khadija Kareem is already in the comments, and Assalamu alaikum salam. All right, and thank you for being a plug, Sister Khadija. She's always does a good job of keeping the East Coast, keeping me connected with my East Coast guests. All right. So last time there was a breakdown in communication because that was busy. But now we're back and better. So we want to go over the same questions for you all. The first question that we always ask our guests is, who chose them who first? Who made the first move?
Well, first, before we answer that question, beloved, we want to thank you for inviting us on your podcast. And we would like to begin in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. All praise is due to Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, who came in the person of Master Muhammad. We bear witness that there is no God but Allah. We bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is his exalted Christ. And we bear witness that the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is his Messiah in our midst. We greet you, my brother, and your viewing audience in the greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sir.
So to answer your question, beloved, no one really chose on one another first. So we started talking as friends. And as we started talking, our chemistry was just it was just perfect. So even to this very day, we never even asked each other out. So it was just, and we'll get into that later on what I mean by that. but our chemistry was just perfect. But we started talking as friends, and as time went on, we just started to realize that this was Allah's doing, that Allah brought us together.
That's powerful. That's beautiful. Okay, excellent. And people showing you love to the Trinice. Always in the comments saying Assalamu alaikum. People showing you love all across the country. All right, and for you, Sister Raheemah, the question that we have for you is, what was it about Brother Raheem to let you know this is the one?
We also had the same question in our Vanguard retreat too, because we had proper care of husband classes, and we had the married sisters with the married sisters and the single sisters with the single sisters. And my answer, and will always be my answer, is his mind. I love the way that he thinks, and his submission to Allah, the way he puts Allah first before anything. That's what attracted me to him. He has a lot of insight. I call him my private library, right? Because he is very wise and knowledgeable. And I love that about him.
Beautiful. All praise due to Allah. Yes, ma'am. Okay. And for you, Brother Raheem, how can you let us know, when did you know it was time to propose?
Well, we got married 7 months after we started talking.
Okay.
Right. So I knew very, very soon. It's like everything that I was praying for, Allah was showing me. Because I prayed for a wife for about a year, Brother Joshua. And I was under the impression that I wasn't going to find the one that was meant for me until I was in my 30s or something. I'm 28 now, but Allah knows best. So I knew, but I was a little, I wasn't really ready. You know what I'm saying? But I knew shortly after, a few months after that, she was the one that I wanted to marry. So it's the minister teaches us that it only takes 6 months for you to know that this one is for you. And we bear witness to that
Mm-hmm.
because we got married the 7th month right after we was talking for 7 months and we got married the 7th month. So
That's beautiful. Okay. Now,
yes,
I'm coming to you, Sister Raheem, because my sister's gonna be like, you being sexist, you always ask the brothers all the questions. Okay, so listen. Brother Raheem, I mean, put the single brothers on, like, so you just prayed for a year and it just came like that? And you did a year prayer? Yes, sir. So you literally prayed for your wife for a year?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I pray it, but you know what? I didn't even realize it until after I got married. And one of my cousins called me. I have a cousin that I used to talk to every single day. And she reminded me that I was praying for a wife and praying for a child for a whole year. You know, that was one of the things that I always wanted. And Allah blessed me with a wife, and now I have a biological daughter, but I also was blessed with 3 children that my wife had as well. So I was blessed with a whole family, you know. So all praises due to Allah.
Beautiful. All praises due to Allah. And my sister Naima says, Assalamu alaikum family, alaikum salam. And thank everyone who was watching. Now for you, Sister Raheemah, my question for you is, what has been your greatest joy about being married to Brother Raheem?
I think everything. I just love being with him. I love being with him. He's my best friend. He's everything I ever wanted in a man and more than I needed and asked for in a man too. Because I said more than I needed because I didn't even thought that that's what I needed, right? Till he's here and I'm able to reflect on him and reflect on myself. He's able to take me higher than I am and I was. So he elevates me mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. He just holds on to me no matter how difficult it gets, because marriage comes with challenges and a lot of us ignore those challenges, and those challenges is what makes us become one with each other and with Allah.
That's right. That's beautiful.
I mean, this is beautiful. This is high quality content we giving people podcast. High quality content. Praise be to Allah. And we come, Brother Raheem, come back to you. My sister Miriam says, Assalamu family. Sister Khadija says, oh, she's so sweet. And Sister Trinache says, all praise be to Allah. Okay, I have a follow-up question for you because that was my next question, but we're gonna come to Brother Raheem second. Sister Raheemah, what has trials, since you brought the trials, and how have you been able to overcome that?
Oh, you said, what is trials?
Greatest trial, like your greatest trial in the marriage, like how have you been able to overcome
it? I think one of the trials has been communication, right? A lot of us grow up without having the ability to be able to communicate with one another, even like our family. We grow up together and we don't even communicate with each other. We just see and live our lives. So that's a skill also that has to be manifested, and also make sure that is according to Allah, what Allah will like, not what would we like. So that's something that we have to grow into, being able to communicate with each other better. Because I grew up shutting down, like I will not speak. I would just hold back and not know how to do it. And also I don't want to feel like I'm saying anything wrong. So a lot of the times I just don't say anything. But having him as my husband, he's been able to guide me in those things better. So I'm not the best yet, but it's going good.
Beautiful. All praises to Allah. Okay. And we're coming to you, Brother Raheem, with the same 2 questions. We'll go the trial first, though. What has been your greatest trial in marriage, and how have you been able to overcome that?
I would say communication as well. And also being patient with the other person. With being patient with your significant other is important. You know, and understanding that we all have flaws. We're all at different levels. So the minister teaches us, you know, as we go deeper into the relationship, you're going to discover the flaw. But you have to be patient with that flaw. And as long as your significant other is willing to work on their flaw, you know, you can be patient with them. And one of the things that helped us too, beloved, is Sister Sister Ava Muhammad's book, May Allah be pleased with her, the book Real Love, right? And in that book, she made us feel good because she was talking about how it took 4 years for her and her husband to be able to come to a good communication with each other. So we're thinking like, you know, we've been married for only 2 years. And she's like, it took her and her husband 4 years just to be able to figure out how to communicate, learn one another's communication. Because, you know, we're all different, you know. So like my wife was saying, like she would shut down. And like with me, I would just not say anything, you know, walk away, not say nothing, you know. But I would say communication, and Sister Ava teaches in her book how important communication is, because that within itself can ruin a marriage, you know.
That's powerful. Okay, yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. Y'all hear everybody listening? Communicate. Communication. Y'all drop okay, communication. Yes, sir. Now for you, Sister Raheemah, how did you feel about your family accepting Brother Raheem? Were you nervous about that?
I wasn't nervous at all because I always go with what is it that Allah wants, not what somebody else will be happy with, because what they might be happy with is not something that Allah is going to approve of.
Right.
And I knew for a fact that he was the one and he is the one. So there was nothing that was going to be like, oh, no.
This is amazing, powerful. See, anybody who's out here questioning and being hesitant about love and all, that's why I do the podcast, to give prime examples of people who like, I knew he was the one, and like I prayed for it. That's beautiful. Okay, for you, Sister Khadija Muhammad, Sister Khadija Kareem is saying, go ahead, sis, with all these exclamation marks, and everybody saying beautiful. Okay, for you, Brother Raheem, were you nervous about your family accepting your wife?
To be honest, no. I really didn't care, but you know, I have a strong mind, you know, so I'm a firm believer of that a man has to choose his wife, you know, and I knew, like my wife just said, she knew I was the one. I knew she was the one. You know, my thing was my mother. You know, I really wanted my mother to approve of her, and she does. You know, my mother loves her, so.
Beautiful, yes, sir. And people, my sister Miriam says, beautiful love story, and everybody just bear witness. Okay, Sister Raheemah, what advice would you give to the sisters, the single sisters who are out there about keeping their faith and believing, you know, they're going to find the one?
Well, I would say to be patient with themselves and also believing that Allah does have someone for everybody, and that Allah knows the time, not us. We don't know anything. Right. So it's all in Allah's timing. We might think we're ready at the moment, but the person that Allah is going to bless us with, that he already did, because we all come in pairs, right? So we all belong with somebody, and that person that Allah is going to give, we have to know, like within ourselves, Allah is going to do that, not be trying to look ourselves, because we don't know. That's like, I thought that I was going to be like 40 or 50 and out of nowhere that happened. And I'm like, what? I couldn't even believe it, because first off, he lived in Ohio, right? And I lived in Pennsylvania. So I was like, what? I couldn't believe that. To this day, how he did everything and all the signs that he's shown us, because he made sure that we knew that this was the one. This is the one that he sent for us.
Beautiful. All praise due to Allah. Okay, for you, Bro Raheem, Advice for the single brothers about keeping their faith and believing that, they can find the one.
My advice is to strive to be the best Muslim that you can be, and try to really submit to Allah, and just pray to Allah, what you're looking for. The minister said that write down 10 things that you want in your significant other, right? And he said that if that one have 7 of the 10, then that can be one for you. So I would say, like what my wife said, to be patient and to just strive to be the best Muslim that you can be, or for those who don't consider themselves as Muslims, just strive to be a good person and pray about it. And I know that when God sends you the one that's meant for you, you're gonna know, because like He's gonna make sure you're gonna know. Like Sister Dr. Ava talked about that as well. How she the one that was for her was her driver, right? But he was driving her for all of these years, and she didn't know that if that was him until a certain time. And she said she looked at him and she just knew, like, this is the one that Allah has for me. This is the one that God has for me. So you're going to know, and I believe, I have a theory, beloved, that for a lot of the Muslims, right, that a lot of them have like similar situations like that. Because when you look at a lot of us in the nation, for some reason, all of the married couples, they look like twins, right? So like I told my wife I want to do a lecture on that one day, because it's really, really deep. Because how my wife said, we're all created in pairs. But even when you look at a lot of the couples in our nation, they look the same, even physically. But even though we know how even people who are outside of the nation, the longer they're with one another, the woman usually starts to look like the man physically. But it seems like in the nation, we look like each other before we even get. So it's like, because like me and my wife have been out before, and a lot of people think we're brother and sister. You know what I mean? Like, so some of my family have said that. It's like, y'all look like y'all could be brother and sister. Like, so my advice is to just strive to be the best that you can, and the best person that you can be, and rely on Allah, and pray to Allah that He's going to send you the right one.
Beautiful. Y'all teaching, all praise is due to Allah. Yes, sir. So I have a question for Raheem. So you're saying that me and Beyonce, because we look alike, clear. Yes, sir. All right. Sister Raheem, what advice would you give to future mothers?
Future mother.
What advice would you give to future mothers?
To raise their children in the way of Allah. Our children do not belong to us, they belong to Allah. So as long as we put in Allah first and in center of everything, our children are going to grow up to be wonderful.
Excellent. And for you, Brother Raheem, what advice would you give to future fathers?
I would say that same thing. And that's the biggest thing, is raising them in the way of righteousness. Teach them what is right, what is wrong, and always be there for them. I would say for Black fathers, particularly Black fathers, we have to teach them the knowledge of themselves, and the knowledge of God, and the knowledge of our enemy. So that's very, very important, because we know that our children, they don't receive knowledge of self in the public school system, and we have to train our children to want to do for themselves, so
not go off to working for somebody else.
Right.
Have that in their mind from young, in the womb. starts in the womb.
All praises to Allah. Beautiful. And speaking of doing for self, we have a quick 60-second commercial break for all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast this month. I want to thank everyone who continues to like, share, subscribe, and donate. And we're coming right back to our amazing couple. All right, there we go. Boom.
Brother Rashad Street Premiere. He has a 4K camera and a drone. He does television and film editing. Please reach out to him if you need any of those services. Sister Miriam's ABC I Love Me, children's book and coloring book, and now Spanish book. All three available on Amazon.com. Sister Naimah's Stay on Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country, right here in the studios of Atlanta, Georgia. Rock Communications. If you're working on a book and you need copy, editing, project management, content development, or media relations, please reach out to Rock Communications. Student Minister Robert L. Muhammad's Conflict Mediation, squashing the beast throughout the Southwest region. He does a phenomenal job. His wife, Sister Fudia Muhammad's Giving Birth to a God and the Science of Child Rearing. Please make sure you go out and get a copy of her book as well. Fashion Gods, urban streetwear clothing for men and boys. 314-329-6009. He'll keep you dressed in the best of fashion. Brother Kenneth's Bow Tie Maker Extraordinaire. He'll ship you bow ties anywhere across the nation. Taj Hollywood's Chemistry 6 episode, a new television series out on YouTube. He's looking for actors and writers. Make sure you support him. Keep It Hood, helping others overcome depression. Also by Taj Hollywood. Brother Aaron's Elevated Places, stress management, real estate, credit, repair, and restoration. His Respect for Life Center. They do personal wellness, philosophy, emotional, and mental spiritual wellness. 229-344-1474. Dr. Henry Carter's King Henry Turkey Legs, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Rashad Muhammad's COVID-19 Disinfected Cleaning Services, out of Chicago. Student Minister Sharif Muhammad's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, available on adulsharif.com. And lastly, Brother Joshua Muhammad's book, Cleopatra, as well as No Father, No Excuse,
Perfect.
both available
Back to our
on
amazing
Amazon.
couple. And thank everyone who was watching and showing love to Brother Raheem and Sister Raheemah today. All right, so one of the things that we like to do with the couples, we'll start with you, Brother Raheem, is ask them if you could put a song that represented your love, because I have music behind me, I love music, that represented your all's marriage. What song would you say represented you all's marriage?
We actually have a song.
Okay.
I forgot the name of it though. What's that song that, you know what I'm talking about?
The first one.
Yeah. I forgot what it's called. Who is it by?
Ashley B.
It's a song by Ashley B.
Okay.
And, my wife, she's looking up the name of the song.
Okay. So that's your song.
You Are.
It's called You Are.
Okay, write that down. Put me on to some new music. You Are by Ashley. But why is that your song? Why is that your song, Brother Raheem?
Well, my wife, she put me on to this song, and she played it for me, right? But like all of the sentiments in the song, she say that it's her towards me,
Yeah.
but I feel the exact same way, right? So it became my song too. but and I don't listen to music like that either, beloved. So I really don't got a lot of songs to choose from, but I think that fits our love.
Beautiful. Okay, well, Sister Raheemah, since you put your husband on, what was it about the song that made you be like, this is us?
It's like the storyline, right? It's kind of like it. However, it's not quite like it. So I'm planning to have a sister write a song for us. Sister Kava Mecca. She's a songwriter and singer, and she's very, very beautiful. And I know that she's going to do her best to do a song that matches us very well for him.
All praises to Allah. Yes, sir. And if everybody was watching, Heck of a Mecca's been on the show and she's freestyle for us, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Now, Brother Raheem, now you're from Ohio. Where are you from in Ohio?
I'm from Cleveland.
Okay, Cleveland. Okay, so yes, I was born in Cincinnati, so we connected a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah.
All right. My next question for you. Okay, some people are showing you love in the comments and commenting, brother, sister Shakis says assalamu alaikum, family alaikum salam. Brother Rakib says assalamu alaikum, brother Raheem. Sister
Wa alaikum salam, sis.
Yeah, people just showing you love all in the comments. All right, next I want to get on how did you all make long distance become a reality for you, brother Raheem?
Well, this is funny, beloved. So I did everything. I got on the train.
The first one, which was the first? The first one was the plane.
Oh, the first one was a plane. So I got on a plane for the first time in my entire life, right? And it was very traumatizing. So it was very traumatizing. And today I mess with her to this day, and I tell her, you better not ever say I don't love you, because I got on that plane, right? And my sister is the one that dropped me off at the airport, and she took a picture of me before I got out the car. And in this picture, beloved, you could just see the terror in my face, right? So I was so scared. I even had a nightmare on the plane. I fell asleep on the plane and had a nightmare of the plane crashing. But that's how terrified I was. And so the planes is not for me. But I did the plane, the car, and also the train. But we communicated every day. We video chatted every day. We even ate dinner through the video chat every day. It's like we never was off the phone. Yeah. Even when I was at work, I would call her on my breaks. I'm in Cleveland, she's in Pennsylvania. I would call her on my breaks, and I would talk to her while I'm at work. So
you would put me in your pocket.
Yeah. So I would even sneak and put her in my pocket while I was at work. It's like we never wanted to get off the phone with each other. So
the first time we spoke, it was for 16 hours.
Right. So we made it work. When you really love somebody, you can make it work. And I knew eventually that I would have to move to her. And I never thought that I would be blessed with someone that I would want to move, that I would be willing to leave the city that I was born in, family. My family, because that's where most of my family are at, is in Ohio. So, but I knew that I had to, because I knew this is the one that Allah has for me. So.
This is incredible. All praises to Allah. Beautiful. All right, my sister Naima says, "Oh, that's beautiful." Sister Shakis says, "Bro got on a flight for love." Sister Khadija says, "See the tear in the picture. Oh, Allah, that's love." Brother Sean Scott Muhammad says, "Praise be to Allah." People just showing you love all across the country. We need to hear and see beautiful representations of love. Sister Raheemah, what was it about the brother who was 6 states or 7 states away that you was like, we're going to make this work even with the long distance?
I love the way he is. Like, he's just everything. There's no other way to put it. Like, seriously, he's just everything I ever wanted in a man from little. Like, I can look up to him and I know that he's going to guide me correctly. He's not going to lead me astray or abuse me. He's not going to look at me down. He's going to uplift me all the time. So I just knew that I just love everything about him. Seriously. I'm not just saying that because that's my husband. I really love him as a person, as a human being. He's really an amazing brother. I was telling him, right? I was joking with him. But like, everybody, like, seriously, everybody needs a brother Raheem in his life, because he doesn't work based on his emotions, right? His mind is really beautiful, and he will be able to be a brother to whoever needs a brother, and a father to whoever needs to be a father. Like, my children they love him. They absolutely love him. And I don't mean to say my children because it's our children, but they absolutely love him. They act like him. That's how you know when it's real. They act just like him.
You, Brother Raheem, you're not the only person who's about to cry. You got people in the comments just being emotional. Like this is excellent. This is why the People's Podcast is on air, to highlight amazing couples and amazing love stories like this. And thank you everybody who continues to watch, like, share, and subscribe to the People's Podcast. Man, okay. So Brother Raheem, how was it becoming, like, being in seeing the birth? You having a child? You have a son or a daughter? The youngest child.
Daughter.
A daughter. Yes, sir. How did that change your life?
Man, it's the love that you. I've always been a lover of children. I have a lot of nieces and nephews, and I'm very close to my nieces and nephews. So I always love children. But having a daughter, or just having a child of your own, period, it opens you up to the love of God. You know, it's unconditional, you know, and just, I can't even describe it, beloved. It's just that love that you would give your life for your child. You know, you would do anything to make sure that the well-being of this child is taken care of. You would do anything to benefit them, you know. So, and that's how I feel about our children. You know, I would do anything to make sure that they have the best life, and that their relationship to their creator is foremost. And that, like the minister teaches us, you know, your children don't belong to you, they belong to Allah. But God, he gives the child parents to guide them, to nurture them, to teach them. So being given a responsibility like that is not something lightly. You know, it's really serious. So, and I look at it like that, to be able to teach them of God, to be able to guide them, and to be able to learn from them, because you can learn a lot from children. You can learn a lot from babies, you know. So, but yeah, it's just beautiful, beloved. Like, I love, we play around all the time, or we joke together. I'm totally silly. People be thinking I'm serious, but like, people be thinking I'm serious. I'll be like, you have no idea how silly I really am in real life. But yeah, we just have so much fun, and it's just it's a blessing.
Beautiful. Okay, thank you, Raheem. And some people in the comments are showing you love. Brother James Watts says black love, and thank you for tapping in. Everyone who usually watches, and the new people watching as well. Okay. Speaking of being silly and having fun, Sister Raheemah, how do you all, for children, how do you all stay, like, active in your, like, you know, keeping it, you know, going out on dates and still doing things before children? How do you all keep that energy up?
We do everything together. So my from the morning, like, he helps me a lot. My husband helps me with everything that I need. He don't let me do things by myself. And I will be like, oh, I'm fine. It's okay. I got it. But he's always very helpful. So it keeps me, like, not so exhausted, right? Like, I'm able to have more energy. With 4 children is a lot, right? And keeping the house and having a husband. But he does really good with all of that. And also, if I need help with the children, like, the children, they follow how to eat to live too. So at 12, if I'm not available to make their meals, he's more than willing to make their meals and have everything ready for them while I'm still doing tests for them. And it's like, it's a
team effort.
Yeah. We work very well together, and we always enjoy being around each other. We always messing around all day long. It's like a fun house. Because before, when it was just the children and me in my apartment, you know, it was more like we did fun things, right? But it was a lot of teaching, studying, cleaning, cooking, getting things ready for the next day so we can get the learning ready. And having his help, it just helps so much more.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you very much. Well, last question for you, Brother Raheem. You spoke earlier of me going ice skating yesterday. As a
Yes,
man,
sir.
you got to constantly try to think of stuff to do. But this means, I'm out here single, so I can just go ice skating one day, zip line another day, whatever you're gonna do. When
Yes, sir.
when you're the head of a family, wife and 4 children, how do you know that like every month we gonna do this, or like how are you able to guide, like what, like keep your mind like I'm gonna guide this whole family? How does teach me, put me on, bro, put me on.
I just plan it, beloved. Like sometimes you got to write things down, and I just communicate with my wife too, and I go off how everybody is feeling too, because our children, they're really homebodies. So like we're more homebodies. We like to go places, but we're homebodies. So
like for a walk.
Yeah, like so like we like to go on walks. We like to go to the park. We like to do simple things.
Read together.
Read. Play board games. I
Okay.
mean, there's so many, there's so many things.
Work out together.
Right, work out together. Like me and our boys, we work out together. So like yesterday, we was working out. We do boxing together. Teaching them certain things. So I guess I just go off the vibe. But I go off the vibe, and I guess you just have to be in tune with your family.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Beautiful. Okay, I see Brother Michael tapping in, said that's what him and his wife do. So Trinice said she loves it when a brother can cook. So Shaki says all praise due to Allah. Beautiful. But I want to thank you both for taking your time out of your busy schedule to come on the People's Podcast this evening, and give us a glimpse of Black Muslim love, and just this is amazing. We need to see more of this parenting connections, and may Allah continue to bless you in your union. And but Raheem, I look forward to seeing you in person, inshallah. I didn't even know we was on Instagram, so we gotta I love meeting people here, so the FOY stay connected. So I look forward to meeting you in person, inshallah. May Allah bless your family. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off for the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank everyone for watching.